we going? Okay.
Okay, you're going to start up there?
Yep.
Yes.
Hi, hello. My name is Victoria.
Hi, Victoria. Mary Henderson.
Nice
I've been
to-
expecting you. Actually, Katie John Cox. I've been expecting you.
Nice to meet you, Katie. Thank you for taking the time to meet with me.
Yes,
this
absolutely.
afternoon.
Happy to do it.
All right. Well, as you know, I'm here on behalf of.
Oh, let me interrupt
Oh,
you for
sorry,
just a
you're fine.
moment. I have 15 minutes before my next appointment.
Okay.
So I'll be watching my clock.
Okay.
Okay.
We want to keep
It's
you
a
on
busy
the
day.
schedule. Yep.
Oh, and I have a business card for you. Did you have one for me?
Beautiful. I actually don't. I'm so sorry.
Oh, okay.
I have a rental car. I was in a car accident last week. And
Oh,
so
I'm sorry to hear that.
I've had a
Okay.
rental car for the past 2 weeks here. But
Completely
otherwise, I do
sorry to
have
hear
those
that.
in my
Yeah.
car.
Okay.
Well, as you know, then, Katie, I'm here on behalf of Dyson,
Mhm.
and what my goal for today is try to sit down with you and kind of inform you about one of our newest products that we're interested in getting into Target's distribution, essentially.
Mhm.
And so I have here a visual aid just to kind of help us set the tone. So
Okay.
this right now is what we're currently trying to market. It's the Dyson V8. We do have several other older versions of the product that we still have in circulation, but this is the one that we're really focusing towards as of right now. So a couple of cool things about the Dyson. First off, it is a wireless or a cordless vacuum.
Mhm.
So it is one that you would dock, essentially. So you kind of hang up the docking station on your wall and you just click it in and it charges that way. And then when you're wanting to use it, you just click it off and then you're good to go. As far as it goes for bags, it's actually, we have a lifetime washable container that you have will dump out and rewash and then use. So it's sanitary, but you don't have to worry about dealing with the dust and the other contaminants that will come out when you're trying to deal with a bag there. And so another awesome thing about the features of this is that it is a full-length vacuum, but there are detachable portions that you can take off and to make it smaller for things like cleaning your couch, for cleaning out your car.
So they're detachable, the attachments, just like, so your other products. Okay.
Yes, yep. So there are, extensions that you can use to reach and clean your ceilings, as well as, like I said, the smaller parts that are used, mainly for cleaning off pet hair from couches or cleaning up crumbs in a car, kind of things that you would use an everyday vacuum for, but just kind of without the bulk there.
Okay.
So the interesting thing about that is that with this dynamic vacuum, you're able to use it for pet hair, dirt, regular cleanup and spills that you would have. So there is a specific version of the V8 that is geared specifically towards pet hair, depending on what kind of family you have. So if you have a family with multiple dogs or something, then you might want to get the V8. I think it's called the Dog Plus or the Pet Hair Plus.
And is that expressed on the package of the product?
That there's another option available?
Yeah.
I don't believe so. I think that you would have to know what exactly you were looking for. So depending on what your clients are looking for coming into Target, I know that a lot of the time the median household age is about 40. So that would be inclusive of families with pets. So if you're looking...
Not necessarily, though. Not everyone who's 40 and above would have a pet.
Right.
So you don't say that on the box, and yet that's a differentiating feature?
So what we say on the box is that the standard V8 does clean up pet hair.
Oh, okay.
And so what I was trying to say is that if you have an abnormal amount of pet hair, there is another version of this that we offer.
Oh.
Does that make sense?
So it's a special one for pet hair.
Yeah,
excessive
pet hair. Yeah, if you were to say have more dogs or something along those lines.
Oh. Okay.
And so really what I'm here to do is I'm just kind of here to understand, number one, what kind of is involved in your decision-making process. Do I have the ability through you to go ahead and set up a next meeting, or are there more people involved in the process?
Well, I am the primary decision maker.
Okay.
I'm a senior buyer here.
Okay.
And we haven't met before. Did you want to know anything about my background or...
Yeah, definitely. So how long have you been with Target?
I've been here 15 years, and I'm a senior buyer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have a team of people that you help delegate, me.
Right.
Okay.
They report to me.
Okay.
But I am the primary decision maker when it is a decision, a buying decision above a certain threshold, then I will involve other people here. So in the decision.
Okay. And typically when you guys are looking at incorporating a new product like this, do you guys like to run a test run, in a couple of stores in the area, or do you immediately put it into market in all of your almost 2,000 nationwide stores?
Well, as you can imagine, open to buy is a really important part of my job, managing open to buy. And I'm only given so much. And actually all my purchases have been made, going forward here for about, I'm maxed out on open to buy probably for about 90 days.
Okay.
So I would never put a brand new product, especially one with a suggested retail of $600 out in our stores without having done a test.
A test of it.
I wouldn't do that. And I don't even know that I would put it out in a test because it's a
price.
Very expensive product.
And that is a lot of the time what we see customers having an issue with is the price point. What our proposition is if you go out and buy, a $30 vacuum or a $50 vacuum from a retailer and then use it, especially if you're using, have small children or you're sucking up a lot of pet hair, typically that vacuum has a shelf life of maybe 1 to 2 years depending on what its uses are for, and and people rip out the plugs, and so then you have all of these other issues with it. And so with this one being wireless, you don't have to worry about your electrical cord ripping out or becoming detached. That's what's happened with a lot of my previous vacuums, is that all of a sudden it won't work because someone will have ripped it out of the wall or the prongs are bent. Also with this one, like I said, you don't have to worry about bags. So sometimes if a vacuum has become too old, all of a sudden the distributor won't make the specific bags for the product any longer.
Yeah, I've experienced that with some of our products.
Yes. And so also what's nice about this, and I know, like I said, we're talking about price point here, is that there are so many other features for it. Like I said, you're able to clean your car and have that. It's also technically a furniture cleaner. So when I go to think about cleaning my car, I usually have to take out my shop vac or something, from my garage. Whereas this, even though it has a small container to clean messes up, it will do it just as efficiently as, a big, gigantic, industrial sized vacuum.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to use my, as a consumer, putting on my consumer hat, I don't know that I'd want to use a $600 vacuum in my car, but it's good to know that feature
just if you have a small child that spills like a goldfish, just little things.
I can see where a customer could use it that way.
Yeah. Also, what's nice about our products is that we do offer a 2-year warranty. So if anything were to defect or if you were to have any issues, your customers...
A year, or is it 2 years?
I believe it's 2, I believe.
Oh, okay. I thought you said 1.
Oh, no. I believe it's 2 years.
Yes. Yeah, I think so.
Yep. So 2-year warranty with us. So a lot of the times when you have other vacuums, after you pull it off of that shelf, you maybe have 90 days if something were to defect. But in this case, since I understand, it is such a price point for someone to be, expending on just an everyday household value or item, that the value incorporated would need to have an extended warranty with that. So there's safety in knowing that the piece of equipment that you're spending so much money on will continue to work for you for at least 2 years there. So my question then, I guess, for you then here, Katie, is are you seeing most of your vacuum sales? Do you know if they are mostly retail in store or if a lot of them are being purchased online?
Well, I do know because I'm the buyer responsible for the category. And I would say it's probably about 60-40 with 60 of it being in our bricks and mortar locations. So about 40% online, and that's on a dollar basis, not unit.
Okay. So what the great thing about this is if having it in store, this vacuum weighs about 5 pounds. So if you're having people come into the store and you're seeing more people purchase vacuums that way, this one, they'll be able to, if you have a display out, be able to hold it in their hand, get to see, where it stands, with their length, also get to feel the lightness of it, in which case that might also add to value proposition, because there have been times where you're trying to lug, a 15, 20 pound vacuum up the stairs or 2 flights of stairs to get into the attic or something. And so this is where that would really apply to some of those consumers.
Yeah. As far as whether they're going to see it though and get a chance to do that in store, have you been in our stores?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Which stores have you been in recently?
The most one is going to be the one here in Midtown in St. Paul.
Okay. Well, and one thing I'll mention to you, and I know we're just meeting today for the first time, is that as you work with me, I expect my sales reps to be out in all of our stores.
Okay.
And so I'm going to be wanting to get your opinion about merchandising, our planogram, our assortment mix, that kind of thing. So just a word to for your future here, your future planning and that kind of thing. So the customer is only going to see the box in the store. They're not going to see the product outside the box necessarily to try it out and kind of what you were describing, because they would only see the cardboard box. That's why when I asked you the question about packaging, about the dog hair,
it was important.
It's the packaging is critical to for our consumers. They've got to be able to look at that and understand that product and then make an informed buying decision.
Opening.
Yeah, because as you can imagine, we can't have customers opening up our products, or we would have unsaleable products. We'd have a mess in our stores. Right. So that's a good thought on your part.
I do know that the Stillwater Target does have the vacuums up for display, actually, and so that's why I had mentioned that, just because that's my hometown. Point. My hometown Stillwater Target has a shelf with all of the vacuums, and then underneath the boxes that people are able to buy for retail.
Okay, so I see where you're coming from. Very good point.
Yeah. Yep. And so also after taking a look at, what your sales volume are versus online compared to in stores, how much would you say your average retailer is spending then on a vacuum compared to our product?
So are you asking what the average price point
is for your other products? For your other products, or the average price for a vacuum in Target? Okay,
I would say on a retail level, it's probably closer to about that $300 to $325 price point. Okay. So this is significantly higher than that. Yeah. It's a good question.
Yeah, definitely. And so the reason that I bring that up is just from the research that I've done about here in the Twin Cities and what your general market looks like through the clients that you have for Target in general. It looks like your medium household income, it's about $64,000 annually. And that's taken from, that's obviously there are people that make much more than that and people that make much less than that. Good point. With also a household age of about 40 is the median. So what our proposition here is if you purchase this vacuum at, a higher price point of $600, you won't have to purchase another one in a great amount of time. We're thinking maybe anywhere from 5 to 10 years. And so if you have another vacuum that you're spending $300 on that you'll have to replace in 3 years, or a $30 vacuum that you'll have to replace in a year to 6 months, then really in the long run, less work for you to do to have to shop around for a vacuum. And also you'll be familiar with the product sooner. And so you'll be able to really know that the Dyson that we have you paired up with is going to be one that you'll have in your home for a long while. And so since it's so lightweight, you can task smaller children to do the vacuuming and the chores.
Well, I hadn't thought about that. That's a very good point.
Yep, and so that's just another reason. It kind of will help out with the parents' life, if they're able to get their 9 or 10-year-old to do some vacuuming. Sometimes it's a little bit harder when that vacuum's almost as big as they are.
That's a good point. Well, as you can probably surmise, I look at the suggested retail through the lens of the consumer, you've kind of explained some thinking about that. But I'm always looking at it through the lens of what is this going to cost me. Now, unfortunately, you weren't here to present when I did my line review, which was about 3 months ago, and I did my complete line review and planning, or met with all my suppliers. And to discuss what would be in my new vacuum assortment for my mix for this year. And that said, I made my decisions. I've done my planogramming in the stores, and I made my decisions, and I've also got my open to buy is completely committed for 90 days.
Okay.
So, I mean, at most I could possibly do a test.
Okay.
But it would have to be a test. I would have to have a sense that there would be desirable pricing for that test. And I would want it to be there to be a guaranteed return. In other words, if the test didn't work out, I'd want to know that I could return the product to you, and there would be no shelf restocking fee.
Right, absolutely.
So do you have a sense that you do tests, or
so
just check our time too?
Oh, no problem.
Okay.
So what I had come here with the proposition for, also I have this, I failed to show you really quickly. So this is just a breakdown of other vacuums that are kind of similar to the Dyson V8, so cordless in the sense, having, no actual bag to replace, but just having that container. And so this also kind of shows what just some of the specifications of the product. For this, the runtime here is 40 minutes. I do know that for some of our other competitors, the runtime is maybe only 20 minutes before needing a charge. Oh. So just something for you to know. But
that's helpful. Very helpful information.
Yeah, but as far as the test goes, I had come here just with the hopes of setting up another meeting with you, being able to bring in a vacuum to show you, just so you can get your hands on it. And then from that point, just trying to get it into maybe 2 or 3 local targets for you. Seeing how your customers respond to it, and see, what they think of it, along with what they think of the price point. So, not trying to go nationwide here right away with you, just because I know that would be
that's not going to happen.
A hefty step for you. So, just trying to get that second meeting with you.
You know what? And we're actually a minute over schedule, so I'm going to have to wrap up here.
No problem. I appreciate every.
Could do another meeting. We're going to have to decide very quickly here. I can meet a week from today at this time if that works for you.
That would be perfect. Yes, and I will bring a demonstration with me, so you will have.
Okay, and then I'll expect that you put together some a proposal as far as pricing and the return question that I asked about.
I will check with my supervisors to make sure that if we were to go ahead and get that in a couple stores for you, that we wouldn't have any issue, giving them back to us.
Okay.
Essentially.
All right. Good. Well, thank you very much.
Yes, I appreciate it.
Good meeting you.
You as well. Have a good one.
You too. Okay. I'm going to just fill out some information, and then I'll give you some feedback.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.